Treasures like this one excite our sense of discovery and inspire celebrations for the finder's good fortune. We can learn a lot from these 22,390 Roman coins unearthed in Spain. But to an archaeologist, they're also part of what I call history's misery index, a way to calculate just how painful life may have been in the past. If you don't believe me, try watching a little reality TV. How many of these shows have you seen? They are all about bidding for the contents of abandoned storage units, a sign of the times, economists say. That's because there are more storage facilities in the United States than all of the Starbucks, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, Wendy's, and Pizza Huts put together. We apparently need all that extra space because we own more stuff than we can store at home or in our businesses. When renters walk away from units they have crammed with furniture, photo albums, books, clothes, jewelry, and assorted junk, the contents get auctioned off, sometimes on reality television. Economists call this a win-win-win for the storage industry, auction industry, and television programs about poking through trash looking for treasure. But there's another side, too. The challenge is separating the pain from the prosperity. Sure, the tons of stuff we stash in modern storage facilities does suggest more purchasing power than we can accommodate at home. But the total number of these hoards tells us only part of the story. I may have more cash or credit than garage space, but then again, I may have lost my job and therefore my home, and I need somewhere to store my possessions until times get better. And what if my situation does not improve? That is the sort of thing we are often witnessing on reality TV. Behind the bidding frenzy and friendly banter, you have to ask yourself, what happened to all those owners? What personal tragedy forced them to abandon their possessions? Was it dementia, disease, death? Were they imprisoned, deported, divorced, left destitute by financial troubles? The more valuable the things they left behind for TV treasure hunters, the more tragic the reasons why. So it's not so much the number of stashed hoards, but the number of abandoned hoards that paints a solemn picture. Yes, the pleasure of treasure comes with the cost of loss. In this case, an auction locker containing $7.5 million in cash. Winners require losers, sometimes really big losers. Historians, archaeologists, and subscribers to this channel know this well. After I posted a recent video about the money left behind by the incinerated victims of Mount Vesuvius, a viewer commented, "Hell on earth for the inhabitants, treasure trove for the archaeologists." So very sad and true. Hoards, particularly coin hoards, are often used to reconstruct the economic and political conditions of ancient times. This comes down to a simple observation. The more hoards we find from a given place and period, the worse the troubles for its inhabitants. It does not really matter how many hoards there were originally, but how many were never reclaimed by their owners in ancient Italy or at the storage company down your street. Let's take a closer look. Archaeologically speaking, the real question is not, why is this hoard here? But rather, why is it still here? I use this formula in my book When Money Talks. D minus R minus U equals X. It means this: in any given place and time, hoarding will produce a total quantity of deposits, that is D. The actual figure for D is archaeologically unknowable. Why? Because at least some of the evidence erases itself, and an unobserved portion of these hoards will eventually be reclaimed and recirculated by their owners or near contemporaries, that is, R. And an unknown portion of these, U, remain unfound yet today. This leaves us with X, the knowable sample of hoards so far recovered and recorded. X is the bad news. That's why I call X a misery index. The higher the number, the more likely we're witnessing the human hardships that separated us from our stashed possessions. Today, historians and archaeologists study X in search of the hard times faced by our forebears, and ancient X is a very large number. More than 4,274 ancient Greek coin hoards have been cataloged for study so far. That's huge, but far fewer than the 16,452 Roman hoards containing nearly 7 million coins found so far. That's more than 20,000 times that we know of when some Greek or Roman did not manage to recover their money. Sounds grim, doesn't it? But think of this. Currently, we auction off 155,000 unclaimed storage units every year in the United States. We find this process entertaining enough to watch it on TV, celebrating the good fortune of the winning bidders. And that's fine because the bidders are risking their own money too in this televised treasure hunt. But let's not forget the unfortunate people suffering on the other end of the equation. D minus R minus U equals X, the misery index. I'm Dr. Frank L. Holt, thanking you for watching and inviting you please to like, subscribe, and share this channel with your family and friends. I look forward to your comments and I hope to see you here next time.